Welcome everyone to a brand new Sonic Photo X Studios video review. Today we'll be checking out Sonic Lost World. In this brand new Sonic game exclusively for the Wii U, Sonic returns in a brand new adventure with new foes to face and new ways to explore with a new change of gameplay. But does it work? Is it a masterpiece like Sonic Generations or Sonic Adventure 2? Stay tuned and find out. One of the most controversial topics about this brand new Sonic game is the fact that it feels like a Mario game. Some people compare it to Mario Galaxy, for example. And well, I wouldn't say it really plays like a Mario game, but there's definitely some things that look like a Mario game in here. For example, the world map looks very similar, especially to the new Mario game. Still, as a Sonic game, Sonic Lost World is very different to previous titles. While the usual platforming that you come to expect from Sonic is back, running in speed and some stops for some pretty clever platforming, you can now actually rotate throughout some of the levels. This provides different routes to take, meaning you can change how you end the level every time that you play. This can be a really nice concept and idea, but what's truly different in this game than previous titles is the way that you control Sonic. Sonic now has new jumping abilities that he can make actual double jumps that are perfect for hard to reach platforms. He can also jump from wall to wall, parkour style, which actually is a nice new technique, even though this technique requires a lot of practice in order to master it. The Power Whips make a return once again, but this time they can be a little difficult to control with the Wii U gamepad. It requires to use the touchscreen for a Wii U gamepad. However, there has been a new update for the game, and with this update you can now control the whips with your controller. No need to use the touchscreen anymore. Still, these whips can sometimes slow down the mood that you're having with the game, and in the end they seem out of place with the context of the game. One of the great things about this game is that every level is very different from one another. Each level can be finished in different kinds of ways. It's not always rotating through the level finding new routes to finish it. Instead, some levels play with different kinds of gameplay mechanism. Some levels will be completely in 2D, for example, which resembles classic Sonic levels from Sonic Generations. Other levels, Sonic will go in total high speed and you can't slow him down, which again remembers you Sonic Unleashed and those endless Sonic running level moments of Sonic 06. But don't worry, this time around they work here. Other levels are completely on rails, which is a nice classic Sonic touch from the Sonic Adventure era. Unfortunately, there are a few one or two levels that simply don't work very well. Technically they do work, but they are not very fun. For example, a complete level where you are a snowball and you go through the entire stage as a snowball, avoiding obstacles. But going in high speed can be quietly difficult, so you have to go very slow, and that's when it just gets really boring. Another situation with the levels is that naturally the levels are gonna get very difficult as you progress through the game. Unfortunately, sometimes the difficulty means more enemies instead of new gameplay mechanics or more difficult platforming. Instead, we just get a ton of obstacles in the way that sometimes ruin the mood of the game. Sometimes it just reaches a point where it's really difficult to go high speed because of too many obstacles. But that's very far in between a few levels that become a little difficult. But again, it's also about mastering the game. It's really rare that I consider a Sonic game that has difficult level, and well, it seems that this one truly is. So for the hardcore Sonic fan, I think that this game will definitely give them what they always wanted, a more difficult game. Even though boss fights will definitely give you a lot to desire, because they can be easy or extremely easy. And the new character villains are not really that exciting either. they can actually be a little annoying and truly unnecessary in the world of Sonic. Despite a few issues here and there, Sonic Lost World is a really great game. Sure, it's not a masterpiece like Sonic Generations or Sonic Adventure, but personally it's much better than Sonic Colors. The level design has more variety, the graphics are much more polished, there's a better story, even though it's not an amazing story, it's still a little bit more detailed, because at least we have new characters to play around. The new characters are not amazing, they were not needed, because Sonic already has a ton of characters already, but well, it's at least a nice try for something new. We give Sonic Lost World an 8.5 out of 10.